the glory,
but e-buggy pays the bills. Welcome to the No Name RC podcast. Get ready for some serious bench racing. But be warned, we speak our minds, express our thoughts, and sometimes things can get a little rowdy.
Hate, and he just was influenced by the hate coming from the left, the hate coming from the right.
And let's get back to more club racing and less of this money-grabbing book racing.
It's hard not to be arrogant when you're always right. Yeah.
See what I mean? That's exactly why people call you arrogant, Max.
You may not agree with everything we say, but it's definitely worth a listen.
And our pick, can you stop whatever you're doing?
Join your host, Lefty the Great, with co-hosts and guests as they get together to chat RC.
Hey, after that race that I watched this morning, I have to talk about it.
Here we go. $100 right here, $100 throw. Oh no! I like this.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Nitro is the glory, but e-buggy pays the bills. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 221 of the No Name RC podcast. And hey, I know you guys didn't think we was going to let the first kind of big race of the year go by with geeking right out and doing a full race recap on it. I know on the last episode 220, which is a great episode, it's getting a lot of great downloads. And thank you to everybody that reached out about it. Go check it out. It's 3 world champions, a Village Idiot and Lefty. Great podcast. It was an honor to do it, but go check that out. But today we're going to geek out on SIC 2023. We went a little bit into it with with Jared, but I wanted to go a little bit more in depth with it. So I reached out to a couple of friends of mine that I've known for a few years that actually attended this race, and they have their own podcast called On the Turn, Dirty South. I reached out to the self-proclaimed trugginer himself, Charlie Mac, and his co-host, or they're both hosts, I guess, but his partner in crime, Demarco Pendarvis. I've known both of them for many years. They're from Mississippi. I met them at Flowwood. They have a funny sense of humor. It's really great. It was a great chat with them. But before I go on any further about that, let's say some thanks. And, we gotta thank everybody that supports us. So first and foremost, shout out to you guys, the NNRC Squad around the world. Without you guys, none of this is possible. Thank you for continuing to subscribe to the YouTube, hitting those download buttons on the podcast audio apps that you're listening to. But please, we need you to go over into those YouTubes and start hitting that notification button, the sub button, leaving a comment, getting us out in the algorithm. It's really important that we build the YouTube channel. I like to see it get to like 4K by the time I come back from, or more by the time I come back from DNC. But thank you to everybody that does support it. And thank you. I think everybody enjoyed the last couple of podcasts, so that's good to see as well. Shout out to the patrons and the YouTube members. You guys go the extra mile. You got early release of the previous podcast. You'll get early release of this podcast as well. Without you guys, you guys help me out a lot, so I greatly appreciate it. If you wish to support like what we're doing, want to be a part of something, I'm getting really more active in the Patreon, posting a lot of stuff there. It's greatly appreciated. Or YouTube membership. It's like $1.99 YouTube membership. So I appreciate it. Shout out to the patrons of the NNRC. Also, we can't do this without sponsors or companies that advertise. So going into 2023, we're still looking for companies. If you think this is a great platform to advertise on, or if you want to advertise a race or anything like that, want to launch a product, hit me up. I'm open to do, and the NNRC is open to do lots of things. So just contact us. But thank you to these companies that are supporting us. They are invisiblespeed.net, make your speed visible. High Tech RC celebrating their 50th anniversary. TNR Fuels, as I record this, it's finals day at TNR Fuels. Big race, 700 entries. Some Padal USA, thank you to them. Mayako, Beach RC, Techno RC, Lugs RC Racing Tires, Clinic RC, Papa Willie's Traction Tonic, Ardent Imprint for all your swag, NNRC swag, and printing needs in the USA. Or RC Haus over there in the UK. He's doing all this stuff over there. Racecraft USA, House of RCs, who's about to launch their 2.0 version. Shout out to my good buddy and friend of mine, WRCE Danny Paz, doing incredible work as well. RCGP, shout out to the NNRC drivers. They are David Runnerfolk, Jared Thibault, Bob Battier, and the doctor, Alexander Hagberg. So remember, everybody, showing the sponsors some love or showing these companies some love shows the podcast some love. We have written in the written description of this podcast, we have links. We have some affiliate links. If you use those, it helps us out. We also have some promo codes in there. Just click on those links. And if we don't tell that sponsor or that company, hey, I heard about you on the NNRC and I'm supporting Lefty and the NNRC, it's greatly appreciated. And if you're a company looking to promote and have something steady and something different, hit me up. All right, guys. So like I said, I got Charlie Mac on and Demarco Pendarvis. They come on. We're going to freak out over SIC. It was a ball. These guys are jokers. They like to give each other a little bit of crap. And man, it's so funny to hear them talk and crack on each other. And it was a great recap. They're not, hearing Charlie Mac and his words about racing buggy and how he's never going to race it again. I appreciate it. But check them out. On the Turn, Dirty South podcast. They're like a sub podcast of Mark Santamaria, which is pretty cool. He used to have, he still has On the Turn. He's just split it up into different factions. And let me know if you enjoy having these guys on, because I enjoy talking with them and it made the SIC recap a lot better. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoy the new. I guess we'll see them on her somewhere, but I thought it was a great insight. Hope you enjoy the collaboration between the NNRC and the On the Turn Dirty South podcast. Well, let's hear from some of our sponsors before we go on. Invisible Speed. Thank you to Invisible Speed. Make your speed visible at invisiblespeed.net. World-acclaimed author Joe JQ and his Invisible Speed book and his online course that he now has going. Check them out. You get some free recaps. And I believe if you buy the course prior to in January, by the end of January, you go in a drawing to win a free Mayako membership. Anyway, let's get talking to Charlie Mac and Demarco Pendarvis about the Southern Indoor Classic 2023. I geeked out on SIC all weekend. On episode 220, we talked a little bit about it with Jared Tebow, but I didn't geek out enough. So I recruited some guys who went to the race, who have a podcast. Charlie Mac looks a little bit worn out, though.
That's an understatement. That is an understatement. I don't know how I sound right now. It has been a weekend. King. But thank you for having us, man. We really appreciate it.
So we have the On the Turn Dirty South crew. We have Charlie Mac and Demarco Pendarvis, who I've known for quite a few years now. Met them from Flowood, Mississippi. Stopped there twice. We had a lot of fun there. Stayed there till like 3:00 in the morning, talking RC and drinking beers. RIP to Flowood. It was a great facility. Thank you guys for coming on.
Of course,
we're recording. It's like Thursday for me. It's 9:00 in the evening. Mm-hmm. These guys are. You know what? I was like, should I go get some beer? Because I was like, should I drink and talk with you guys? Because I knew you guys were going to be drinking, right?
So all the time. So here's the thing. So first and foremost, shout out to Mike's Hard Lemonade, our unofficial premier sponsor of all of our races. They're the ones that keep us glued to the track. But however, I have temporarily swapped over to Tullamore Dew. Not because it is like the harshest liquor, but I need something for my throat right now because we were screaming, we were brapping, we were going at it this past weekend, and I'm just trying to get something to clear all this up. So shout out to Tullamore Dew.
Right. Yeah. And you're leaving soon because you're going to California here very shortly as well.
Yeah, like I'm legit leaving to go to California. Yeah, 2 days. I'm going out to the I guess northern LA. I think it's Bakersfield actually. Prayers to California. They've been going through a lot of floods, so my job is sending me out there to go do some surveying for them. And I sound real nasally right now. I apologize. Bad. But I'm also going to try to go sneak down to TNR. So if my boss is watching this, y'all will not have the rental car probably Saturday going into Sunday.
Is that this weekend?
Yes, it is. and it's it's actually looking to be very stacked.
Yeah,
I mean,
Chris is an awesome guy. I want to go race that.
It's like a traveling circus. It's like, oh, everybody done here. We pick up and we go to the next one. Like, God, no, everybody and their mama going. But
it's
somebody else will get a chance to win.
No Dakota there, but you know, I know you. Hey, you have all reason to be happy, Charlie Mac. All reason to be happy. You know what? I picked Dakota to win too. I picked Dakota to win.
Check out. We'll get into it.
We'll get into it. So I want maybe people that don't know who you guys are. So Charlie Mac and DeMarco, like I said, they're from Flowood. They are like, I would say you guys are now stalwarts in the Southeast. Like when I say the Southeast now, we're talking about the South, like Mississippi,
South,
Louisiana, Texas, that area. So a lot of people know you there. You know a lot of the Texas racers. You so on the turn, you're part of Mark Santamaria's on the turn brand. So you guys that did it yourself. It's you two, James that from Texas, and Mark. And every time I watch that podcast, as I see Mark, like you can see it's like, oh my God, why do I do this to myself? So
he don't get some of the references, he's catching on.
On this podcast, you know, you don't have to be as PC, but we can get a little wild. But I thought it'd be cool. Charlie, we kind of chatted in the Patreon and you said something. I said, you know what? It'd be cool if you guys came on and we talked about this because you guys went to this race. You go to this race a lot. And I kind of wanted to geek out on e-buggy and truggy a little bit as well as nitro buggy. So thank you guys for coming on. And Look, hey, why is your internet all janky, Charlie Mac? You're pixelating right now.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't have anything running in the background. I don't think. Do we sound clear? I just need the people to hear me. They ain't got to look.
You sound good. You sound good.
It'll catch up. You know, that's the only thing. You know, I was slow this weekend. The internet slow. It just all goes hand in hand. It's slow weekend. Yeah. Hold on. So hold on. I just we have to start this off because you guys are always up to some shenanigans.
First of all,
you had to run nitro buggy this weekend. And
let me explain that real quick.
Okay, thank you.
We were in the garage, and I was coming over here to work
Before that.
What? No, I came. Okay, I came over here to work on my nitro buggy. All right. I wanted to do good in my nitro class. Charlie Mac was like, "Hey, look at that nitro buggy. It look good." I'm like, "Just come and race." He was like, "I ain't racing it. I'm not going." I'm like, "Look, if I take a picture and post it, will you go race? If I get, what was it? It was 50 likes at first. Then he was like, "Nah, 100." And I was like, "Bet." So I made a post on Facebook. I said, "Hey, you like this photo? Give me 100 likes. Charlie Mac can go to SIC." And like within the first hour, we made like 120. So that's why he had to go run nitro buggy.
So that's his version story. I'll tell you my version story.
Here we go.
It all started out. It was college football weekend, playoffs and stuff. I had a few too many sponsors that day, and like he said, he comes over to my house. He disturbing the neighbors. He's running a nitro buggy in front of the house, man. And I'm doing as I'm doing. I'm feeling kind of warm. Been drinking a little bit, and I was like, "Man, that nitro buggy look good." He was like, "Why don't you come race?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's nitro buggy." And just like you said, it's like, well, I tell you what, 100 likes, you come around. I said, "Bet." And then he takes the picture, posts it on Facebook. The problem is that it was kind of a fake post though.
It was
because you also started tagging people in it, like Chauncey, Mitch, Ryan Lutz. I'm pretty sure Dakota Finn got in on it. You tagged Rhonda Drake in on it, and also he had a lot of his family members.
He messaged me,
huh? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. People ain't got nothing to do with the situation. Like, I don't know, church members,
it don't matter.
People he know from his book group,
it don't matter.
Comment and liking the dog on post, man. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Ain't none of these people actually going to the race. They don't know my struggle.
All of them like to go.
And now I'm like,
right.
This. And now here we are. Now I'm struggling to get in and out of work. I drove nitro buggy at a large event for, hang on. The third time
I'm about to say 3
in my RC racing career.
Third time.
And the only thing I can say is the struggle was real all week.
Where'd you end up in nitro buggy then, Charlie Mac? I couldn't hear you.
All right. So if you start at the bottom of the list and you start to go up, you ain't got to go far. I think if you go all the way to the bottom and just look like on your phone on that page, you'll see. You don't even have to scroll back up.
Okay, he was not last. He was not last.
I was in the last group.
You was in the first group?
Yes.
The very first
I was in race 6. Let me say that again. I was in race 6.
He had a few, bobbles in there.
Bobbles?
A little bit.
That's what we call it?
I mean, that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay.
So where'd you finish in Truggy then? Because that's what you care about, Charlie Mac.
So because of my buggy woes, it kind of translated to my Truggy woes. And I also finished not in the bottom. I will say this. I was not in the last main. I will say this. I was not in the last main.
You made the B main.
But I was also not in the top 10 in the B main. And so
I thought you finished top 10.
I did not finish top 10 in the B main. I don't know who lied to you.
I thought you did.
I'll tell you what happened. I was in last place. I was in 15. Mm-hmm. And then like 3 people broke. And then I finished 12. But I went back and looked. I think I missed a lap. So I'm calling out Lance McDonald to fix my lap. I had 87-second lap. And I think that would have put me 11th. And I want my lap back. I'm being serious. I want my lap, Lance.
Don't worry about it.
Matter of fact, if we could start the hashtag, give Charlie his lap, I'd really appreciate that. I'm about to cry.
I was just talking to Lance. DeMarco, what did you run? Where did you finish?
I ran open nitro buggy, open e-buggy, and open e-truck. Qualified in the B's in both buggies, and I made the A main in truck.
What?
Yeah.
There you go. Where'd you finish in the A main? You gotta tell me your result.
Well, so segue. I did leave because I wanted to go home. I mean, so like the top 7 guys in e-truggy were like pro basically.
Yes.
So I was like, I made the A main with them. I'm good. I think the first one I finished like 9th or 10th, and then I went home for the second.
If I would have made the A main in e-truck, I would have raced A2, and I'd have gave them boys hell. I'm just saying.
I mean, I did my due.
I would have been getting lapped, but I would have gave them hell as they came around me, though. They wouldn't have got around me clean, I guarantee you.
I only got lapped once by the top 4. I didn't get a lap by anybody else.
Who was 5th?
I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
Right, but there was 52 entries in truck. So
yeah, it was a lot.
E-truck's big in the southeast.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be that much competition, but it was actually really fun.
Can I just point out, we talking a lot about e-truggy right now, and I can't say anything because I was forced to not run it. I just want to put that out there in the world.
You were not forced.
Right, because your nickname.
The Trugganeer. I was supposed to be out there representing my people. Nobody did a backflip that was caught on camera. I heard Ryan Lutz did one. It was not documented, so it doesn't count.
Philip did one.
When he ran
in his main.
On purpose?
It wasn't on purpose.
Oh, okay, I don't count.
But he did.
No, that don't count. You got to stomp it, land it, keep going. Yeah. That don't count, man. I just feel like for as big as E-Truggy was, it was underrepresented at the event because I didn't run it.
That's what you're saying.
I'm putting that out in the universe right now.
A little bit more.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm sure Panther was upset that you didn't run it either. Being
very much.
I
was upset.
Learn Panther superstar right now.
I was upset for them because when she messaged like, "Are you really going to that race?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "So you want some Truggy tires?" I was like, "I need some buggy tires too." Like, really? I was like,
yeah.
What
like,
Panther tires would you use at? What Panther tires do you use at SIC?
You know what? I'm gonna show you, man.
Did you use these?
Actually, I did use those, but these are clean and they glued.
And you can see. So, you're so pixelated right now.
They're pixelated. All right, we're gonna zoom in. Panther Raptors all day. I'm sorry, Panther Ocelots all day. They were actually really good on the track. When I did do good, I did well. But then the rest of it was just not good at all. Like I said.
So in his defense, the track was super fast. So like if you made a half bobble, it cost you a lot of time.
And then I would try to pull the trigger and then stuff would happen.
Like if you had a half bobble and tried to make up time, you struggled.
And this isn't a complaint. This is not a complaint. I just want to put that out there right now. This is not a complaint. My biggest issue at the race was that I was fighting nitro issues all weekend. That turns out had nothing to do with my nitro motor. If you follow my page or whatever, I was busting the tanks at the clunker. Like my clunker broke. And I didn't realize it for the longest until I got back in the pit area and was like, "What's clicking inside my car?" And I'm looking. Just so happened, left side of the tank in the clunker, like the piece that's the actual filter part is just flopping around. And I was like, oh my God, well, that explains that. So, low C issue. No, it's not.
Go ahead.
Say a lot.
Charlie Mac.
I'm listening.
I know there's some old school guys out there that are probably looking at those Panther banners back there and just having flashbacks of Komodo dragons.
I know,
and
right?
The great pro line Panther wars of the early 2000s that we had.
I wasn't born yet.
And they're still making tires. I just can't believe that they're still making tires.
I mean, still making tires. And if you would have looked at my results last year, still whooping ass, dude.
Well, in your defense, you guys don't have a indoor track anymore to
unfortunately no
practice. So you guys used to be at Flowwood a lot. So you don't have that anymore. And then you don't even, and then you just your new track is outdoors and you just get struck by rain. So it's very hard for you guys to do some practice right now.
It is. And
very scarce.
Shout out to Saratoga, Mr. Jimmy and Mr. Jimmy Puckett and Peyton Puckett for helping us get that place, man. We were in kind of a RC limbo, as 2020 ended and trying to find a place. Mr. Jimmy was just like, hey, look, I got a bit of property you can put it on. And it just so happened to be like 100 acres. And we're like, okay, well, we'll just put it out somewhere out there. I mean, seriously, that was
a bit of property.
Yeah, he got just a little bit, like a quarter of Mississippi. But
right.
But no, he was gracious enough to do that. We bought all we could down from the old place, got this new place called started Saratoga Flowwood RC right down in McGee, Mississippi. And we've been running since the summer of 2021. And it's worked out very well thus far. And we're looking forward to year 3. Our first race is going to be Throttle Therapy the first weekend in March, the 3rd through the 4th. And I mean, just Keenan, when you hang out with us, man, we have a ton of fun at the racetrack, family oriented. Everybody can come out and have some fun. Drive the cars, have a few sponsors chat it up with us, bench racing and whatnot. And then it goes on until the wee hours of the night, man. So we're looking forward to getting this season kicked off. And I mean, also all the other tracks in the region as well. We're going to Arkansas for the RC Pro Series. I mean, 318 in Shreveport as well. We're going to be hitting SCR down in Destrehan, Louisiana. We're going to be doing a lot of racing this year down in the South. And that's kind of what we're trying to do with the On the Tone Dirty South podcast is highlight, that area of RC that's kind of missed over a little bit. It just seems like that west side of Alabama till you hit Texas, like Dallas. It's just like, man, DA really races? Like, yeah, we racing. We got some pretty fast guys too. Yeah. So that's what we try to do, man. It's just highlight what we got going on.
Oh, that's good. I think a lot of these podcasts are doing that. Like the guys from up the Northeast just dropped one. They're going to start that. So it's it's like in America, it's just these pockets of RC. You guys just happen to be, okay, we can say you're the Southeast, but you're a different part of the Southeast because the Southeast is just that big. And you guys are away from the Florida and the Georgia and the Carolinas. You guys are over there near Texas.
That's right. And so it's it's far and few between. Unfortunately, the tracks are, I want to easily say +2, +3 hours away from each other, but when we do come together, man, it is some great racing. So it's still the same group of people. That's what I tell folks. It's like, man, Flowwood is like, yeah, it's still the same group of guys that you knew back in the in the 2000s. It's just we outside now. That's it. We outside.
Where's your boy Froggy? Is he still racing?
Is Froggy still racing? No,
I haven't seen him in a while.
Well, the reason why I looked at you like that is because I know a lot of them guys who went from off-road started doing dirt oval. So he could have been at Chili Bowl and we not know it, man. Yeah. We kind of lost contact with a couple of guys, unfortunately. So, but a lot of them guys did jump into the turn left, go fast world. Which
that RC Chili Bowl was huge too.
It was, man. I look at that and go, boy, y'all boys wild out there.
I can watch it. I just can't do it.
Shout out to Eddie Hill. He won the I believe the sprint class this past weekend for Florida. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Eddie got out there, apparently put a whooping on them boys. Shout out to Eddie and Custom Works, man. He did the thing.
Yeah, good stuff. Good. I saw Mark went up there. I need to watch that video. I started to watch it this morning.
I've seen Mark drive though. He
got some work to do.
He's going to TNR this weekend.
I know.
Is he really?
I know.
Yeah, he's going to freeze his balls off there because it's going to be cold.
Tell me about
and it gets windy. up there at Thunder Alley, and at nighttime it gets cool.
Have you seen that track yet? I know. We.
Oh yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
They got a lot of elevation change out there. Like lot of elevation.
That's Thunder Alley. It's always gonna have that.
Really?
It has almost 4 levels. So
like that.
All right. We're gonna talk about the Southern Indoor Championships 2023. This is the first of the race time events. It's slowly turning into, I want to say it's a big race. It is a big race. It had 500 plus entries, 200 something people, but the competition level, because I always look at the pro class. I'm not going to lie. I look at the pro class. So the competition level in the pro class is increasing. It's very high. They were missing a few guys this year. Like I thought Testman was going to come, and obviously Cav didn't come. Probably a smart choice to go out there and practice and do the TNR race because it's actually really stacked this weekend too. Right. So and then Tebow went with his new ride. So it's all this silly. I know we're going to talk about it. He talked about it. We're going to talk about it. All this silly season stuff that went on. A lot of these guys are there. Like this is the first. Like everybody's excited. So this is the first. I say big race before DNC. Well, now we got TNR as well. But this is the race that kind of starts it off, and it's gotten bigger. I'll be honest with you, it looks. I always say this when I watch this race. I just like, no way am I going there. No way am I going there. It's cold. It's got tornado. It always has tornado warnings.
It always has weather issues.
And the smoke and the dust, I would die. I didn't like Silver State. I don't like Silver State, and it was better this year.
So I'm gonna let you go first. Go ahead.
Okay, so in Dave's defense, this was by far the worst year I've seen it like that. Though I've been the last 3 years in a row, and it's never been like that. The tracks are getting better; they're holding up longer.
The track was great, though.
Yeah, the track held up.
Shout out to Bobby.
Awesome.
He did his thing.
Bobby did his thing. But I view this race as a shakedown race,
like a scrimmage.
Yeah. It's an exhibition in RC.
After every year we do, the whole silly season, everybody's swapping this, doing that. This is the race I go to see if what you did on the off season actually worked.
If it pays
or
off.
if it's paying off. Because
but it is kind of early for a lot of these guys, even your new guy, Mr. Techno. He did good. He did very good.
He got to put a limo Loctite on it. That's all.
Well, it was prototype.
We're gonna get into that. Let's talk about the track though. I have a question. But besides that, this race is still well attended. I know people that go every year. I know Mitch loves this race. He goes every year. And my the walkers go every year. So I've been familiar with this race for a few years. Is this facility? You've been to AMS, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay, so now is this facility bigger than AMS?
It is. I'll be 100% honest with you.
I think slightly.
I think it is slightly smaller.
You think smaller?
I think it is slight. All right. I don't think it's as deep as AMS, but it's longer than AMS. Mm-hmm. If I had to guess, I would guess that whatever planner decided to make whichever one came first, it was like, hey, we want one just make it a little bit longer. And that's what they did.
Fun fact,
they look exactly the same.
So fun fact, it's the same person that built AMS. It's the same thing.
They look
it's
identical.
The same style of building, but like Charlie Mac says, it's a lot longer.
Yeah.
Right, because I noticed that so they went anti-clockwise this year, and they got a long ass straightaway in there. Like I haven't seen a straightaway this long, and I was like, you can't get a straightaway like that in AMS because I've been to that race. So this is obviously I would agree with you, Charlie. It's much longer. It's a little bit longer than AMS, and it's not as deep as AMS.
I would say at least 50 feet longer.
Yeah. I think I really like the track. At first, I thought like that big double, Bobby didn't put enough lander on it. But then I was like, I said, you know what? It makes people slow down, and it slows the track down.
That's right.
And then I really like the Dragon's back out the back. Even though I haven't really, from the standing camera on the side, you couldn't see it that good. And then from where the moving camera was, you couldn't see it that good. But it looked like it was a fun obstacle.
Yeah.
As someone who designs and builds tracks, I will give Bobby more credit on that. Sometimes when you build a section and then you look at it, you're like, man, I don't know about that one. But it really did. It, honest to God, flowed as you went through that back section. Yeah. Coming through the little staircase, you hit the double, a single, and there's another single coming around, and you blast down the back straightaway. It flowed very, very well. It was just getting through it through traffic and then just not tagging a wall, because I was surprised that, y'all's tent was back on that back section. I don't know if you knew that. I thought damn sure y'all were going to be collecting buggies in that Mayaka.
One of the guys did jump in there. One of the guys that were hitting in there did jump in there.
Oh, wow.
I was told.
It's like, hey, I'm done. Just cut the wheel to the right.
Yeah. So I would say that I really liked the track. I thought I liked the long straightaway. Greg Degani would be happy because he always complains about the tracks not having straightaways. It had a nice long straightaway. It was no real, from what I saw, there was no real send it jumps where I liked it. I thought like I said, the tabletop just sent you up in the air, slowed you down enough, made it a little challenging to do it fast. So I thought the track was right. How did it hold up? Because I know it's kind of like one of the hardest things is keeping moisture in the track as well. Correct?
I would say two things. First and foremost, with the storms that did pass through that earlier that week, like they legit had tornadoes.
Yes.
I want to say less than 50 miles away in Selma, Alabama. Shout out to Selma. Because it was so humid in there, the track was still tacky when we got there on Thursday. And Friday, it held up well during practice. And Saturday morning, I guess is when it was, Bobby and them put a little bit too much water on the track. Either that or maybe they forgot to turn the water hose off after they left. But it was definitely still had some moisture in it. It held together phenomenally. Obviously, you're going to have the braking ruts and the full tilt ruts going around. But it wasn't like just total craters apparently like what they were talking about last year, where it were like massive holes all the way around the track. It was actually navigatable going through sections and coming around corners. So I mean, it was fine for me. I don't know how you felt about it. Like,
and it felt as good. Dusty as previous years. Maybe
that's what I was going to get at. I talked to Bobby for a while. Then we were doing the water break, and he said, "Hey, this year we're going to water it more," and they did. We had 2 water breaks throughout practice, qualifying, and main. And dust was down. Traction was good. Traction was good for me all week.
I had traction. That wasn't my problem.
Yeah, and a lot of moments I had too much traction, to be honest. But the ruts did not get bad. It was navigatable. It was A1. I will say it was good all the way around.
It was good. The only negative thing I heard from everybody, which I will testify to, it's not really negative, it's just how it was, just that there was a lot of smoke in the building. Obviously, with it being cold, nobody really wants to open the doors, but at the same time, I'm out there racing, and just like right now, I got wicked bad sinuses, man. And I'm out there going on that back straightaway like, I think that's my car. And then it'll stop for a minute. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm coming back around the straight like, oh my God, I just hit 4 people. And then just keep going. I mean, seriously, like I don't know how guys run them dark paint schemes. Like I run a metallic blue with that gold stripe down the middle. I couldn't see my car going down the back. Like I don't know how they were seeing them cars like that dark green and black.
Yeah.
The smoke definitely made it hard to see. I will say that.
I would say hard to breathe too.
A little bit. The boy was choked up at night, man. Definitely choked up at night.
Yeah, but I mean, this is indoor. This is part of it.
It's indoor racing. That's right.
Yeah, it did look bad on TV. Like you could see the difference between the e-buggy and the e-buggies out there.
Yeah.
And then when they were filming, you could like it was not that great during the nitro buggy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Danny, it's so smoky in there. You must be dying. That's exactly what it was like. All right. So we kind of talk about the pro guys. I know you probably didn't watch. Did you guys watch all the pro mains and qualifiers, or was you guys having too much fun?
Well, we had too much fun, but I paid attention to Truggy though. That's it.
Of course you did. Well, let's start off with Truggy right off the bat. Then let's start off with Truggy because it was looking to be a very good Truggy race from the beginning. I thought that we was going to get a very good battle to the end with Mayfield and Tebow battling it out, as well as Fenn battling it out to the end. But man, I swear, I think when they came in for that second pit, I think Fenn came in for the second pit, and Sontag Sontag just got him out there so fast and in front of those guys. And I think that's when Mayfield came in and was like, I gotta catch him. Yeah. And so, then he just go ahead.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was from my recollection, Mayfield and them boys actually came in first, and then Dakota was one of the last ones to come in because I was messing with them, telling them, yeah, he's going on a 15-minute pit strategy, which I think it was closer to 8:30, maybe even 9, actually looking back at it. But like you said, though, I didn't think he actually had fuel in the car, how fast he stopped them. Like, whatever fuel gun they using, I don't think they sell on the market because he was up and down within seconds. I ain't talking about like 5 or 6.
Dude, it was fast.
It was like 2 or 3.
Fast.
Catch, feel, throw him back out there.
And the fact that it was reversed was so astonishing to me.
Right. I mean, because he was the only one pitting for him, and so
that was legit. If he watches this, that was legit. That was fast.
Yeah, shout out to Mike.
Dude, that got Dakota. Well, so I didn't have it wrong. That got Dakota Fenn out in front of those guys.
Yes.
And then on the next pit stop, that's when Mayfield made his mistakes.
So just like when I was pitting for him down there at the far end, I don't know what it was. It could have been in my head, but even when I came out of pit lane, it felt like that sucker snaked a little bit. I know it's probably in my head, but it felt like it did. And for whatever reason, Mayfield did the exact same thing that I did. Leaving pit lane, he just cut it too hard to one side and tumbled over. Obviously, you couldn't see us. Y'all couldn't hear us, but we all were up there at the end of the front just yelling, straight away, straight away. And he's upside down. Everybody's – and then turn marshal finally gets to him. He flamed out, and that's when you just knew that was it.
Yeah.
You know.
And one flame out in a pro race, that's it.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. Now, back at AMS, 2000 whatever,
that was
he
a big
did
difference,
have it was a big difference. But we Mayfield to me feels like a little bit like Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Like I know he hates the Cowboys, but you just know for whatever reason he might still be able to come back. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
Because even like you go down further in that race, he actually made it up to like 4th or 5th.
He did.
And he's still rolling. I was like, oh my God, is he actually gonna get back in the top 3? And then all of a sudden, you know, the wheel comes flying off, and I look at you and I go, you know, red Loctite. And Keenan said you curse on here. So
no, I don't curse, you know that.
But you give people sign language. That's cursing in sign language. No, anyway, so Mayfield looked pretty good in his new car. I will give it to him. I mean, all them guys did, though, man. You know, we do all this city scenes, but Keenan, you spoke on it before. These guys could drive a doggone shoebox if they had to.
Yeah.
And to watch them go out there and be within 10 feet of each other before the first pit stop was absolutely phenomenal.
That was awesome.
That was some of the best racing I've ever seen.
Yeah. But in the end, Fenn just got out there and he just does. He's been doing.
I will say this: Fenn finally has a race program that works. It's been a while since he's had a combination that can hold up to him for that long a period of time.
Long, 30 minutes.
And like now he's consistently racking up wins like that.
You know what Tebow said on the podcast? He said that he felt that they let Fenn drive stock too long. And he says that he said this is what he was talking about driving styles, right? He says he felt that TLR let Fenn drive stock too long and it bred bad habits. And he kind of had to get out of those habits in electric, and he did. And then, like you said, also in Nitro, because he would just go balls out. Yeah. You know, he still goes balls out, but he's probably backed it down a bit. Like he's backing it down a touch is not much. But that was the first of his victories. Let's look at some of the results right here. I thought done good. Good result for Tebow. He TQ'd. Okay, he's running the techno truck, so
I don't want to say it.
I was going to say the Mayakno.
But you know.
The Mayakno. Yeah. You know, it had Mayakno.
No, I mean, I believe it only makes sense for him to run the techno truck. He had one.
Yeah, like what he had.
It's a good truck. You know, it's one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best trucks out there. You know? So, and then look at the TLR. I mean, and then I think Bornhorst finishing 3rd was good. Mason Fuller was good, and Camden Lime actually finishing 4th.
Yeah, that was a good run for him.
Real quick, don't talk. Keenan, you watched the race. We watched the race. I know our answer. Keenan, when did you realize Joe Bornhorst was in the top 5?
I didn't.
So when Mayfield lost his tire, we actually pulled out our phones like, who the hell is he around? And I was like, I think I turned to you, or maybe it was Ronnie, and went, Joe's in fourth right now. And they're like, no way. It's like, I don't even think Lance did say his name, but I was like, he's having a run with that damn S-Works right now. Because he was battling out with the line kid and the Fuller kid for the longest, and just nobody knew. But he was just steadily there doing his thing. And so, man, shout out to Joe pulling out the top 5, man. I was happy for him.
He's been working hard. He
looks good with the S-Work cars, too.
Just in the background, just rolling. I like
he probably had to feel good because he's been doing a lot of 10 scale, right? And I watched him at like Masters, and I watched him at Florida Carpet Championships, and you can see he's still got a lot of 8 scale trigger in him. And he's out there still racing. For a guy that's got that makes these A mains at these events, and he makes top 5s to be in the B main of of 10 scale, which isn't his genre.
Yeah, that's not.
But still going out there and giving it his all is not easy.
Not at all. Not at all.
And then Camden Lime was good. Camden Lime's really good in truck. So I was happy for him. Yeah. His dad messaged me, and I thought that was a great result for him.
It's not a lot that we actually pay attention to that younger group from the West Coast like that. I mean, obviously we saw the Fuller since the infamous Southern Nats pass in E-Buggy, but watching Canham get out there and drive, the kid can actually wheel. It's no fluke. Sometimes you think, oh, he just got out there because he's having a great run. It's like, no, that kid can actually drive. He has talent. Yeah. Sure.
And you know what? Adam Drake actually made the main. He had a good weekend too. He made a lot of mains this weekend.
Yeah.
He doesn't make. I'm not saying he doesn't make. All right. Like, I'm not saying he should be making these mains. That's not Drake's forte at this time. Yeah. That's his results isn't what makes a difference for his brand and what he does. But I'm sure he wants to have good results. But I thought the Truckee main was good. Go ahead. Sorry.
Again, no, man. All I could reflect on again was just watching Tebow Mayfield in
the first
third of that race.
The first 2 pit stops were phenomenal. To see them go back and forth within 2 feet of each other, that was amazing.
And then I don't know why I'm gonna just go ahead and put this out there. I think Nitro Truckee should be last because that's the show. I don't know why they put Buggy last, but to me, the Buggy races are always more interesting than the Truckee races. I'm gonna put that out there for JQ to argue.
You said it back.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Truckee's always more interested in Buggy. They always just seem to be battling out there, and it proved fruitful this weekend. Well, I wish it was last.
Can I respond to that, King?
Of course you can.
It's your
world. Right, so I gotta ask a question. All right, look. The reason why I believe JQ and myself prefer to watch Buggy over truck, after driving both, it takes more skill to be faster in Buggy.
That's not what we're talking about.
Than it does truck.
That's not what we're talking
about. So the fact that you can actually drive that fast, but that's what I'm saying.
That's not what we're talking about.
But that's why we prefer that over that.
That's not what we're talking about.
Like the skill level it takes to drive a Buggy competitive for a long period of time means more than doing that in truck. That's why Nitro Buggy, as he knows, is the glory because the skill level.
He doesn't say Nitro Buggy's the glory. He says
Nitro, but we know this. Nitro Buggy is what everybody.
Charlie,
but which one?
I know you want it to be Truggy.
It's
Charlie.
More entertaining, man.
Is the racing closer? Yes, because it's easier for everyone to be fast.
I wouldn't say that word.
That's what it is.
I wouldn't use that word.
That's exactly what it is. You call it what you want. That's why.
You know why JQ dislikes Truggy? Because he's good at it.
I know. Ain't that
That's his better class. That's why. That and E-Buggy, and he hates them both.
Haters gonna hate. It's okay.
What other things? Let's finish off on Truggy. Ryan Lutz. This was his worst performance, which was an 8th because he had a good weekend. Nick Setzer was another one that had a good weekend, in my opinion. But he not in Truggy. He finished 9th, but I thought he did well in E-Buggy and Nitro Buggy.
I'm not gonna make an excuse for him, but Ryan being on the IR a little bit, standing up there for 30 minutes, I don't know if that played a huge factor in how he did because then he came out there in another class and did well, and I know we're gonna get into that one, but as we walked past and walking into the building, looking at that foot go from yellow to green to
He was
blue
like this,
to
like,
purple, like just changing colors the whole time. It's like, man, are you finna get out there and drive? Because he's like, yep, okay.
Right. So those that don't know, Ryan Lutz broke his foot. Volunteer term marshaling for somebody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
The nicest guy to be out there to go term marshal
broke his foot
and winds up fracturing a bone in his foot, man.
Second time he's done it too. Second time.
I know.
He did it the other foot before, and now it's the other leg.
So that's the question for the podcast. Is Ryan Lutz getting too old to term marshal?
Yes, he should take it easy. He doesn't have to.
He's almost 40, bro.
I know.
God, no.
You too.
He should take it easy. He can't afford. We can't have these guys breaking their feet or their hands.
No.
All right, let's go e-buggy. I know you guys didn't stay for A2. Did you see A1?
I watched A1.
Oh, so you don't like e-buggy, Charlie Mac?
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Buggy.
I didn't pay attention to
He doesn't
e-buggy.
like buggy.
I know Dakota did well.
He's biased as crap.
I'm not biased.
They're biased.
I'm not. I had stuff to do.
Who was third?
People.
He says people.
You know what I'm talking about? He don't pay attention to racing.
No, I don't.
You don't pay attention to racing.
I do.
You look at what you want, them like, I don't care about that, and just walk out.
Because I'm there for a reason.
Anyway, go ahead and ask a question, Keenan.
You got it.
Well, Fenn won it, and I think he won A1, and then let's see her. Did they have both ones? Her? Let me.
Yeah, he didn't win A2. I think Mayfield won A2.
Mayfield won A2. That went off at 12 o'clock at night. So no,
it did.
I was at the house in the bed. I watched it though.
I'm sure I did not watch that. I fell asleep. So we had Dakota Fenn, the second part. Mayfield, Mason Fuller, who always does well in e-buggy, coming third as well. Good job to the Iceman. Where did my notes go? Here we are. Oh no, that's not my notes. And then Ryan Lutz in fourth, and a good showing for Ryan Pavitas in fifth. I just saw that. And Tebow in fourth, sixth. Yeah, but wasn't there a big crash because Tebow said something about a big crash at the end of A1.
It was
he's like in fourth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see that, DeMarco?
It was like, I don't know who was all involved in it, but I was watching on my way home, and all I heard was, "Oh, everybody's in it." It was like a gaggle of cars, and Tebow wasn't.
You been home before A1.
Yeah, I left. I was gone.
No, we would have A1. We would have A1.
Yeah, I watched A1.
We missed A2
for A2.
Yeah, we missed A2.
Okay.
Yeah, we watched A1 because I had E-Truck. It was like 2 races after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who else?
Yeah, it looked like something. Yeah. But that was a big crash at the end.
It wouldn't surprise me though, with the way the track was getting, especially after Truggy.
Yeah.
It was getting to that point where it's like, all right, these guys, and that's why when Nitro Buggy, I say they should probably flip-flop them and give it a little bit more of a smooth track, because at the end of that day, man, I know that track was getting rough. Yeah. Watching them boys drive, Truggy was getting rough. Mayfield flipped over twice, and I know I'm going back to Truggy. That's because what I paid attention to. But it was getting from that. Like we talked about how great it was long in the day. It started getting a little out of sorts. You know, like, hey, bro,
right. I would imagine no water being put on. Did they put any water on during Mains Day? Nothing.
Yeah.
We had early on.
All right, they did take a break. They did take a break. They did take a break. I remember.
But
all right.
But you know, with the late schedule, man, like you said, they didn't get done at 12 o'clock. They had to keep clicking all.
Right. So why didn't they run any mains on Saturday?
That's what we all thought was going to happen.
I have no idea, but I'm glad I got the race on Sundays or on Sunday.
Okay,
yeah,
that was a lot of mains to jam in one day.
One day,
it was.
Yeah,
one day. That's a lot of mains.
You know, that's 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Ryan Lutz got the 4th, Pavitas, Tebow, Brandon Rose in 7th. I think that's good for him. I heard he didn't even drive the e-buggy yet
until that
day. Yeah. Yes. Bornhorst wouldn't be happy with 8th. I think he would want better than that.
Yeah.
Little bump in 9, and then Spencer Hackett. I thought I was expecting more of him. He was on fire at the last 8-scale races. He did go to AMS, I believe.
He's normally like one of the faster guys, but pulling together a clean race is his issue.
Right, but he had a good AMS. He had a good RCGP. He done well. He was flying at RCGP. Mind you, it wasn't competition level like what was it there, but he was racing against Ronald Falcon, those guys, Brandon Rose. He had a good AMS, but he's been doing a lot of 10 scales since then. So maybe, I don't know, maybe he's got 10 scale.
Going back and forth is probably getting to
yes.
And I don't know how true it is, but somebody told me a while ago. I mean, not a while ago, but actually at this event. It all depends on what group you kind of get in and get rolling with.
Yeah.
Like just for, when you can get out and stay top 5 and roll with them and follow them around the track, sometimes you have better result. But when you get caught back in the BS and next thing you know, y'all having a train wreck going down the back straightaway. I mean, it is what it is.
We talked about that mid pack, like
Dude,
that fifth. I would say
rough.
I would say 4, because all them guys are like equal and they're all trying to.
Everybody trying to
just get in front of each other.
Yeah,
and it did not go well at all.
I will say that this event, this was probably one of the most competitive open events I've been to, but the driver efficacy is not as high as it used to be. It's like
that mid pack, even in the pro class. It's like into that mid pack.
It's just like there's wheel banging, and then there's kind of what went down. It was a little saucy out there.
It's hard to get all I noticed that it was at DNC was the same. That mid pack when I went, and then even Silver State. It's just that because you get there's 3 guys, 3 to 4 pack. That top 4 or top 3 get out to get away from them, and then you're just in that backpack and you're just scrapping the whole entire 40, like a nitro buggy, 30 minutes or whatever. It's really hard.
And don't be in that top pack and fade, because if you get caught in that second group, they're gonna chew you up and spit you out on the backside.
That's what it's like. You go back and go back, and next thing you know, it's like, oh yeah, you just go through the meat grinder and you're at the very back. It's crazy.
Go ahead. What's your
all
next
right?
question?
No real. I don't have too much more to talk about each e-buggy. I mean, Fenn wins again. TLR 2. The rest of everybody else 0. Yeah, man. This is, looks like my
pick. You gonna do? What you gonna do? I'll pick.
I'm waiting on Dirt Nitro. That's what I'm waiting
for. What?
For my W's.
So you can go 9-0.
9-0. 9-0. Whatever. Mayfield gonna win that.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay.
Where you talking? Where Mayfield gonna win?
Not bad. Huh? Dirt Nitro.
Where's that Nitro Challenge?
Oh yeah.
I think I know somebody that has something to say about that.
Even if your Viking is coming, it ain't gonna happen.
He is coming.
Lord, I forgot.
I ain't worried about it.
I forgot the Europeans coming.
You should be.
Oh no, I've watched your podcast. I listened to Max and JQ. The European drivers are fast as crap, but we have Mayfield.
We're gonna talk. You know what? We're gonna get into this talk. Let's get into Nitro Buggy. Let's get into Nitro Buggy because this is what matters the most. But we're gonna do some debating about that in a second, because we're gonna talk about Fend. So Nitro Buggy, that's what I look at. I was man. I kind of just knew Fenn was going to win this.
I'll put it like this. Let me put this out there for the world. I'm going to cycle back to what I know. In Truggy, after the first lap, they were all still together. If you go back and watch in Buggy after the first lap, there was a gap. And I was like, yep,
I knew it. As soon as I saw that first lap, I was like, oh, he's going to win. Unless he doesn't break, he's going to win. I'm not going to lie. I'm seeing him do that too much this year.
I know.
Yeah, last year he was like he did that the last part of last year, and it's just been leading on into this year. Once he gets a clean, if he TQs and he gets a clean first lap, he checks out.
Hot take is Dakota Fenn turning into the robot that was Ty Tessman?
Technically, yeah.
I mean, just get out and go.
Well,
I mean, because yeah.
Well, we're gonna talk about Fenn's dominance right here. Mayfield came in second. He was 18 seconds behind, but I'll be honest, I'm not really like. I know a lot of people may think, "Oh, Mayfield's got to come out there and be instantly fast because it's Mayfield." He has to have some more time on the car as well.
Yeah, he got to get settled. That's right.
He didn't look bad. He done well, but when I saw a little bit, I saw some mistakes that he might have not have made previously with the Mugen, or he might have been able to make up with in the Mugen. But I have no doubt that he will be up to par. I
had the same take. Watching Mayfield go around the track, it didn't look like he could. There's two types of Mayfields, in my opinion. There's that cruise control settled in Mayfield, and then I'm going to get that SOB Mayfield. And it's just like he could never flip that switch with the techno car. You know, right at this event. I'm gonna preface that by saying at this event, it's like he never put his head down and just started charging it. Maybe he was, but he couldn't. But I'm not. You know, obviously,
well, like watching his car, he had way too much traction. There's like a lot of his. Oh, I know he did. His car looked edgy as crap. That's what I was trying to get out of my car. And I know he said he went up on sway bars too.
Don't put secrets out there now.
Well, I'm just saying. His car just looked edgy. And once he gets his car to where it's calm and he can actually drive it the way he wants to, I'm ready.
I need for Ryan Mayfield to be able to pull the trigger. And no matter where he is on the track.
This is only his second race with that car?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, once he gets, I'll say about 2 or 3 more races under his belt, he'll be fine.
Well,
but the fact that he came out the door swinging like this.
And he finished second. That's true.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
That's true.
Look, man, he is still one of the best to ever drive and still got. We don't know how long he's got left because he might go on for much longer. Like he might be the oldest professional RC car driver to win a big race.
Tom Brady.
I'm telling you, man. RM12. I'm telling you, he has. Obviously, it's been stated over and over again. He just has a different level to where he can get out there and just push the hell out of a vehicle and just make you go, damn. Even if he is down, you know, like you said, 18 seconds, half a lap, you know, a full lap even. It's like, man,
he can come back.
Yeah, he can come back. He can still come back. It is so strange to say, but it's so damn true, man. It's so damn true.
Yeah, but Fenn can come back too. That's the thing people don't understand. He can come back as well. He was doing it at the Worlds as well.
Well, so he did it at the Worlds. That's true.
Right now, you don't have to get out there.
No, because he just gets out to the front. But we're gonna talk about Fenn because I have some theory. We have some theories. Ryan Lutz, great run for him in third. I thought that was an excellent result for Ryan Lutz. Super happy for him. Like I said, he looked solid all weekend.
Yeah, he definitely did it with a broke foot.
Yes. Mason Fuller, another fourth. Mason Fuller, I need to talk about kids 17, probably 18 now. His brother's getting faster. It's just a matter of time and his win's coming, but I hope it comes this year. It's gonna be hard because everybody's gonna be chasing Dakota, but
man, but it ain't just Dakota. I mean, it's
all of them. Yeah,
I tied Dakota in that. We talk about Dakota as the young man. This dude married and I'm probably gonna be having kids soon. I'm not putting that out there. I'm just saying. He is no longer in that young group. Not that we got these young kids, the Fuller boys, Lime Son, Little Bump. You know, they're on that up and coming, and it's like they got to go through these old heads, man. One at a time, pick them off, stick with them, and drive. And obviously, Mason doing his thing in E-Buggy. If he could just string together one good 30-minute nitro race,
he would be fine.
He'd be just fine. I think he already has it. He just needs one good 30-minute nitro race to do it. And I hate to say it, he drives hot bodies.
I think he would have. I think the Nationals he would have caught. If he could have caught those guys, he would have had something for him. It's coming. I'm not worried about Mason too much. Bornhorst in fifth. I think I'd be happy with that, but I think Bornhorst also wants a win. It's time for Bornhorst to win, I think, and I think he wants that win too. So I hope that comes this year.
He has to go through to get it, though.
Exactly, but I'm not saying when the stars are aligned, and maybe if Fenn has an accident and Mayfield has an accident, he has to be in position to be there. And I'm just being realistic about it. Keep it 100, man.
Keep it 100.
Like I've seen him also be extremely fast. You know, like at RCGP, he didn't really have the pressure. He was really fast. He was battling with Runafolk and those guys. So he has the potential, but I think he wants that big. I mean, he probably has had a big nitro buggy win, but I think he wants to have a big one, you know, or he came close he was fast at DNC. So it's coming for Bornhorst, but I think he's happy with a fifth. Brandon Rose, super impressive. First time out on the S-Works.
Yes, sir.
I bet you he's happy about that. Wiggins, I would say seventh. I wouldn't have had Wiggins on seventh. I do think that the change to J Concepts is helping him out a lot, especially in these type of races where it's, J Concepts is one of the tires to be on, or the best tire to be on. Exactly.
When everybody's running around going, man, y'all got to set them, them green. I don't even know what it is, but all greens and blues.
Yeah,
that's all I ever hear is greens and blues, man. They like that's what they need for the track, and I'm like, y'all really fiending for them. But the hobby shops obviously have them for a reason, and they just clicking off laps. Same thing with Finn. You know, he started running J-Con a little bit, and next thing you know, he pushed it to the front. You know, Mayfield been Mayfield forever. I mean, there's something to be said about the J-Con tire.
Especially on this type of track. Now, DNC, I think that it kind of outdoors, it evens up.
Yeah.
So
East Coast indoor, I give the J Concepts. West Coast outdoors, that's when you throw in the Pro Line, the Acas, and I don't know where that brand is going in the future, but they definitely own that outdoor tire life.
All right. Ryan Pavitas should be happy with 8th. Cole Ogden, he would. Cole Ogden.
I forgot.
Cole's on his new tires too, so he's probably feeling that out as well.
That's easy.
But I think TZO. I think number 10, Lee Setzer was the one who impressed me a lot this weekend. Lee Setzer TQ. I'm sorry, he was on a TQ run in the third qualifying.
Yeah, almost. Yeah,
and he came second.
One good run. That's all he needs.
He had a good weekend last weekend.
I want to get a good win because Lee Setzer's always been fast. He just had bad luck.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Clean run, he'll be fast. He's
been doing good on the 10 scale circuit and the 8 scale circuit from last year. And then last week, he was in all his mains he bumped up, but he's in all his mains for 10 scale at the Clash of Champions. It was a big 10 scale race.
So
he's doing really well.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's legit.
I felt bad that I left him off my banner that I made. So,
but everybody, all you had to put on there was like, who's going to sit? Everybody.
That's what I was thinking. And then I made one today for DNR, and people was like, well, you forgot this person. I was like, just everybody. I'm so cow. And then, of course, I also want to give a shout out to Joey Burdon, who I think has been putting in a lot of work, and he makes another A main. Finishes 13th, but that's good for him, I think, and he's making steady gains.
Mm-hmm. Out there gaining speed with the best of them. That's where you want to be essentially.
So let's talk about Tebow.
You want to be out there making a difference.
Let's talk about Tebow, who this is so obviously we're recording this. The podcast that we're talking about, you guys haven't heard it because we're recording this. It hasn't come out yet. But so we had him on the podcast, and he said, I'm not going to lie, Joseph didn't want me to go to this race, and Joseph didn't want him to go to the race. He wanted him to, Joseph wanted him to practice some more.
Yeah.
Right. But Tebow said, no, this is what I want to do. He ran and done it. And this is what I said. This is the gamble you take. It can go good. It can go bad. Yeah. He said he felt comfortable with the car. He explained it pretty good. And he said, I got nothing to prove. I know what I can do. And he just said he felt consistent with the car, but he just made mistakes. And if you look at his qualifying, like he was doing good in qualifying, and he have a 36-second lap. And I'm like, well, there you go. There's your time. So I know there's a lot of chatter about him. He did break a wheel in the end. That he was in 10th, but he says he felt he probably could have got up to like top 5. He knows he wasn't going to make no farther than that against those guys. They were there running. So I think he'll be all right too. He's gonna, Tebow is one of those guys. He's been doing this for a long time. He knows what he wants, but he's still learning. Like when you talk to him, when we was talking on the podcast, he's telling Joseph what he likes in a car and all this type of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see lots of big changes for him because
that's what I was going to say.
Everything changed. Yeah.
Tires, chassis, motor, probably not so much, but not only that, the pressure and now it's not like he's not like a big time paid driver. It's more you got to work, you got to do JTP, all that type of stuff. So he explained it pretty good. I know a lot of people like Lefty. Excuse me, you're just bullshitting and making a lot of excuses for him. Yeah, there was 15 good. No, it wasn't great. Of course it wasn't. But that's just the gamble that you take. And hey, a wheel broke. People's like, well, wheels don't break. I'm like, at this race, at this cold weather,
it will break. Yeah, let's put that
wheels
out there,
break.
right? Yeah.
So you guys saw him. What did you guys saw him more than me? So he looked pretty good in e-buggy.
I'm gonna cycle back. I'm gonna cycle back a couple months, man. Keenan, I texted you a couple months ago, real quick. Don't lie. Y'all finna sign Ryan Mayfield, and you were like, you on the wrong path. And I was like, all right, whatever. When Mayfield went techno, we've been talking to all our connection. That's when we kind of figured out that he was going to Mayako. Just from the simple sense that y'all, and when I say y'all, you know what I mean by y'all, but y'all needed a U.S. driver. Y'all needed that driver that'll keep that car and that logo in the A main for that pro class to get some clout, get some relevancy. So to go out there and watch him get out there for the first time, I actually texted you over the weekend. I was like, man, it looked like he wearing a comfortable pair of jeans. He just out here driving the car. I mean, it just looked good. He didn't have to do anything weird. It didn't look strange. He just looked good out there. He looked comfortable and looked like he was getting ready to put on a show. Now, with that being said, Mayfield having to jump into a new platform and Dakota being at his same old platform, you always have that little bit of, all right, we still trying to feel the car out. But I feel like Tebow will definitely be dangerous coming into Dirt Nitro Challenge well as the Roar Nats coming up in a few months. So I just feel like the more time he gets with that car, just based on how he looks right now, I would give Tebow, and I'm gonna put this out there, I'm gonna give Tebow the edge over Mayfield right now, based on how he looks. What? Because he looked comfortable. He looked comfortable. I know you look at him. Look at Demarco. Tell me Tebow did not look comfortable out there driving Friday.
Finish your argument.
That's my argument. He looked comfortable out there driving. He looked like he was ready to go out there and put on the show. It was just unfortunate that he couldn't string together the laps that he needed to string together. And I feel like with more time on the car, with what he had, he can do more. I will also say that if Mayfield can't push that techno no further, he in trouble.
All right, is it my turn now?
Go ahead.
Right. I'm just laughing at Demarco.
All right, so what I'm going to say, and I will echo what he said. Tebow did look comfortable. He didn't look fast, but
don't throw the F word out there?
He didn't look fast.
Don't throw the F word out there.
I mean, we're being honest, right?
We're being honest. Go ahead.
He didn't look as fast as I know he could be, but he looked like I'm pretty sure you've seen all the old Neo Buggy races. You know how Tebow would just be smooth and be consistent.
That's what I'm talking about.
He looked like that. And if he can get the speed of that Tebow with this car, which like you said, I think he can, yes, he will be dangerous. He does look that good with it.
He about to lie real quick. Here it comes.
But
he's gonna lie.
Not a lie. But you can't argue the fact that Mayfield with the new car coming out the back looked that good.
I didn't say he looked that good. I'm saying that
he was fast. He was consistent.
Again, you throwing that F word out there.
He was fast.
Again, throwing that F word out
that's what it was.
I thought he looked comfortable, man. I'm just saying it looked like he
Tebow will be fine. And
I'm not worried about it.
Come Dirt Nitro, I will say Tebow will be somewhere close to top 5, even with the other driver there.
The other driver.
The other guy.
Okay. Coming over here.
All right. So anyway, let's wrap up SIC. Then we'll get into who we think. What I want to talk to you guys about.
Go ahead.
I thought it was a good. Did you guys have? Okay. How much alcohol did you drink Saturday? Was it Saturday night that you guys are drinking?
We drank a whole
Saturday. We talking about Thursday, man.
Yeah, I drank.
When you was messaging me, I was like, "Are you drinking?" Yes.
Excessively.
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
So when I got to the track Thursday, obviously we had stuff set up and everything was cool. We were mellowed out. Friday we started having issues, and that's when they started getting kicked in. And then Saturday it was like, well, screw it, we already out here. So
that's about that sums it up.
I think the final tally was $200 on alcohol. That's it for me. I don't know about y'all.
I didn't even take tally. I just drank.
Yeah, I know. He drank a lot of mine too, which I don't appreciate.
I did. This is actually his too.
I know, man. I'm stealing stuff on my refrigerator.
It's not stealing, it's right
there. But otherwise than that, it looked like a good event. I'm happy that Dave got Danny to come in there and help with the stream.
Oh my God, yes.
Dude, it had like he said he had like 1,500 people on watching the Pro Nitro Buggy, man. So that's good. Because I want to see that type of stuff and watch the coverage and all that stuff.
A lot better. It was good.
Yes, but Danny knows what he's doing.
How did you see it though, man? It was so doggone cloudy in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But you could see the cars and you knew who was there.
So this year they see what production or doing that type of production gets them. So next year, I guarantee you, they clear that out, so everything is. Well, I don't want to say legible, but they can see everything.
Right.
Well, why didn't they put the fans on? Someone said they had the fans on.
The only thing I can think on, it was cold. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay.
I mean, it was one day we woke up and it was like 28.
It was 26 degrees outside.
I had frost on my fuel bottle. I left a set of tires outside on accident. I had frost on my tires. Matter of fact, that was Sunday because I got to the track with like 30 minutes to go. I got my, I ran nitro buggy, so it was early.
Yeah.
It had, everything was a little white Christmas out there. So I took everything I had and threw it in my truck with the heater on full blast.
To warm up everything.
With the head warmer on my nitro buggy.
Cold that morning.
Yeah. I mean,
no, thank you.
I know that's why usually I'm at the house, man. I got my Snuggie and watching the boys calling, man, how y'all doing? Like, well, we out here shivering a little bit.
Yeah. And the fact that nitro was, I think, the second or third race. I think Sportsman was like, the third or fourth race, they opened all the doors. So everything that was coming through was 20 degrees less going through that building. And it was very cold.
It was very cold. It was freezing. I mean, but you know what? To be honest, the only real takeaway I have for this race, other than, probably not a good idea to run as much rear toe that I had, was it was good to hang out with the boys, throw a couple back, cut up, cause a hell of a lot of havoc because we probably did a little too much while we were out there.
It's fun.
We didn't do not near as much as Racecraft did, but we did our own thing. And we had a lot of fun. So, I mean, shout out to all the crew who came out to hang out with us in our little cul-de-sac. Shout out to everybody who I accidentally hit in the nitro main, whether I meant it as an accident or not. It happened. I'll see you next time. But, I mean, we had a good time, though, man. Real talk. It was awesome being out there just driving the cars, man. Because trust me, by Saturday, that's all I can say was I'm here to just drive the car. Good.
It looked like good. I enjoyed watching it. I watched a lot of it. All right. And congratulations to the Go to Fan and everybody that podiumed and in intermediate sportsmen, all them guys. But now we're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on with Fen, because, man, I'll be honest with you guys. I think these guys are going to be chasing him all year. And they'll be like, well, what about outdoor tracks? Now, I will say this. The NC is...
It's a toss.
So here's my three people that I think can win DNC.
Let's go with it.
Dakota Fan.
All right, so you got two more.
He's on the lowest of my list. It's low. It's the lowest. Yes, sorry, Charlie Mac. Ron Falk is number one on my list, obviously, for obvious reasons. And I think Mayfield can win it.
Okay. Who's your dark horse out of
right, you gotta give us your top three, and then you gotta give us your dark horse from right here in your gut. Who you think
who can win it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Testman.
Win it or come in second. Testman? Woo.
I forgot about him.
I keep forgetting Ty Testman.
I think Tebow would do well. I think top 5 is good for him. I just lost the light.
I say, what happened over there?
Let me go turn that on real quick. Let me put another battery in.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are having technical difficulties. This current power outage is brought to you by Mike's Hard Lemonade, the only lemonade that goes harder in the paint. I guess we could do some weekend updates. Let's scroll through the news. Let's see. Dakota Finn wins Nitro Truggy. In other news, Dakota Finn wins Nitro
Nobody
Buggy.
cares.
And finally, Dakota Finn wins E-Buggy. So that is your weekend update from SIC 2023 in Ottaugaphil, Alabama. Back to you, Keenan, who didn't hear a word I said.
He coming. There you go.
I didn't hear a word you said.
You happy about yourself right now?
I am happy about myself. I hope that makes the podcast.
I'll have to go back and look at it. All right.
Yeah, he had a whole
I think what? I don't know, man. I don't know who to say other than that. Maybe Rifkin.
Why are foreigners allowed dirt nitro channels?
I don't think any of the.
But I don't think he can hold his speed for that long a period of time.
Who?
You don't think Rifkin can?
He's fast, but I don't think he can hold it together that long.
Maintain for what is it? 45 minutes at dirt nitro?
Yeah.
No, 60.
Just an hour. It's an hour.
So obviously, DeMarco, you think that Mayfield's going to do it? Would you think Mayfield was going to do it if he's driving a Mugen?
Unfortunately, yes.
Real quick, don't lie.
I'm not going to be biased. I mean, I tell the truth. My top three. Is it my turn? Can I go? Can I do my three?
Sure.
So is Ongaro going?
That's a good question. That is a very good question.
Okay.
Not that I don't think he's going.
If Ongaro goes, I'm gonna put him in my top three. But if not, I will say Dakota. Matter of fact, I would probably say the same top three. To be honest, I'm trying to think if anybody else is good on the outdoor track. Is Boots going?
Probably not.
Oh man,
crap.
Maybe I don't think so.
Well, it's not an 8 scale world year, so
because
everybody ain't doing that thing. So this is
if that's the case, if it's only David, so it'll be those would be my top three to win it.
I can't do it.
My dark horse, and this is where I'm going to be biased. Shut up. It will be Lutz because Lutz is good on the outdoor blown out track. Okay. And I will say this, I can attest to this with the new Dragon 5, it does have more power. So I feel like he won't be underpowered like he used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And with the better mileage and his Kyosho program is a lot better now. Given he just finished third at 6. So once he gets a little bit more track time with these new tires AKA just came out with, I think he'll be fine.
I would.
He can stay.
I would go with your dark horse. I like that. Come on, Charlie Mac.
Oh God, come on, man.
He finna say a Losi drive, and then a Losi drive.
Team orders, man. Team orders. Who does TLR have on their team? Dakota Finn, obviously.
Cole Tallard.
He not going.
Tater Sontag.
I don't think Tater gonna get.
He'll make the main.
I don't think Tater.
I think Tater will make the main.
He one of them young kids that's got to go through all the old heads, man. And there is definitely a gatekeeper on them old heads. It is something else as far as competition, getting out there and beating them guys. And it ain't easy. I don't care how many times we watch these guys drive and try to imagine like we can pretend to beat them. It just ain't gonna happen.
Top three.
I need 3.
Dakota's 1. Go with the other 2.
Oh man, you gonna make me pick Ryan Mayfield?
Mm-hmm. Come on with it.
I don't know, man. I really don't. I genuinely don't.
Cole.
And that's what I was gonna say. Going back to 6, I really want to see Cole do well.
Yeah,
I'll do top 2, Dakota, and then Mayfield. And I really want Cole to do well. Like legit.
Cole's a good dark horse.
Cole, if you can hear me,
dark horse.
If you can
hear me, call him.
I know, me too. I need you to just stop doing what you're doing, man. It's time to this is it right here. I'm putting all my hopes and dreams on you, man. You got to come out here and represent the South.
It would be very nice to see him win that.
I mean, we've been rooting for him since he was 15.
Yeah, I know, right?
And he continues to be Cole, and he was supposed to have that Roaring Nats win for the people.
Yeah.
For the people. And then it just didn't come together. I need Cole to do well, even though he drives a hot body.
I don't like the fact that he drives a hot body, but
I don't either, but
I will root for him.
I don't
know if you know this. I don't like hot bodies.
You don't like hot bodies.
I didn't know that you didn't like hot bodies, but I noticed that you do now. You don't.
Yeah,
matter of fact, it all goes back to SIC.
Yeah. This time last year, I made the A main in both classes. No, I didn't. Take that back. I didn't make it in truck. I made it in e-buggy. And I got hit twice by hot bodies drivers and broke. And I was
so now you just dislike all hot body guys?
All of them.
Okay.
I do because I miss, shout out to my boy Caleb Pamby. He drove hot body. He talked so much crap about the car. And
I liked him. I still didn't like the car.
Yeah, I still don't like the car.
Yeah.
Just because of hot bodies, that's all.
Yeah, I just don't like it. I will never drive hot body. Never.
Okay.
Give me Dakota Finn. Give me Ryan Mayfield.
Who's your dark horse?
Cole Logan.
You gotta have 3.
I know.
Then give me a dark horse.
I can't pick a third.
You got to pick. That's the whole thing.
You don't have Runnerfolk in your top 3. Are you in? Runnerfolk's won 2 of these, right, Charlie?
I know, man, but
he won 2 and threw away 1.
There ain't no way in hell.
I mean, he didn't throw it away. He just went a little wide and had a little break.
He threw it away. He threw it away.
A little arm leakage. So
man. That was on the HB, by the way. I want to say.
It was.
He did win it on the for HB too. He did win it twice with.
He would have won it better if he didn't run a hot body.
Can I put something else out?
Jesus.
Can I put something?
Go ahead, talk about it.
It's about hot bodies.
I don't like hot bodies. Go ahead.
They have the most updates in hop-ups for any 8-scale car I've ever seen. There's at least 6 companies that I could call out right now that make hop-ups for that car.
They just ugly.
What is wrong with that car?
They just ugly. I don't like hot bodies. Go ahead.
It's been the same for a while. That's
it
why.
has, man. It still look like
I was talking to Dan about that. It's been the same since the D819.
Yeah, like it's,
now they just keep adding stuff to it.
It's a lot. They got a lot going on.
I don't like hot bodies. Keep going.
Car still works. Can't say that doesn't work.
It unfortunately.
Timeout. Shout out to my boy Dylan Codwell.
Ooh, yeah.
He left hot bodies. Went to WRC. Boy got fast.
Boy got fast.
He done very well.
Yes.
I watched him and I was shocked. He almost made the A main. I believe. So very good.
Okay. I've watched him drive for years now. And he's never been that convincingly fast. I said that.
He did.
But when I don't know what happened when he switched to this car, he looked good with that.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. I watched him. Look at Charlie Mac. He did look good, Charlie Mac.
I'm just saying, man.
I'm not saying anything. You know what that means.
I know what that means. I'm just saying he was good. He did good.
He was good. He was good.
Things happen, certain drivers, and lap times get faster or lap times get better.
Shut up.
I'm just saying.
Shut up, man.
Putting that out there in the universe.
No, you don't. Go ahead with your
Here's my thing. I think right now we're going to see an era where Fenn's just going to be dominant for a little while.
Yes, I agree.
I think it's
he's still young. He's only 25, maybe 26. He's really in sync. Yeah. Yes, what I'm saying. You got to remember, he's been doing this since he was like 7.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I tell you what, by the time you get 45 and you in 40 plus, I can imagine 10 years from now, Fee Long is going to be what Fend is.
Yeah.
And Fend is going to be what Mayfield is.
Good. Probably.
I'm going to throw that out there right now.
I think Mayfield will still be there.
Shout out to Fee Long for making honor roll at his school, too. I just saw that job.
Oh, good. Did he? Congrats. And for the amount of racing he does.
Hey, I mean, for the amount of racing he does to still make honor roll, ain't no way in hell he got perfect attendance, though. Ain't no way.
Oh, no, ain't no.
No.
Well, you don't know because they do a lot of virtual school now. So he might be.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's true. Little bumps. Little bump is just a matter of time. He's running this. He had some issues. He's running that 3S stuff, right?
He's still doing it.
I don't know why, John. I don't know why you're doing that. Stop doing that.
It's fast as crap.
I know,
but he ran out of battery in e-truck, right?
Yeah.
He did, but his batteries are old, so he just needs to get new batteries.
Whose fault is that?
I mean, finance.
He a honor roll student, Scholastic Book Fair. They don't sell light bulbs, man.
He just need to get a new light bulb. That's all it is.
What happened to the Pizza Hut channel?
He'll be fine.
You sell enough light bulbs and stuff.
He'll be fine.
Okay.
Let him. He still won.
He did win.
With an old battery. He fine.
I mean, look, the boy. It's insane to think that a kid that young could be that fast just all over the place, top to bottom. Just how much he's come since he was. And this is the funny
last 3 years.
Since he was 6 years old.
Since he was 6. Yeah. I remember when his dad was talking. I was like, who is this? Like, I met him at Southern Nats, and his dad's telling me about it, and I'm like, who's this young little kid? Like, I didn't know who he was. Like, I didn't know who Little Bump was. And now, I know who he is now. That's for sure.
The world knows who Little Bump is.
Right. And he's still a little kid.
Yeah.
And he's still a kid.
How old is he?
He still wants to play he wants to go play with all the other kids at the track.
The kids, yeah. Meanwhile, he beating up grown men.
I think he in double digits. I think he like 11.
11?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 11 now. He's actually wasn't the youngest racer at the Worlds.
Oh, really?
He wasn't.
There was another Korean kid who was super tall and did not look 11, but he was born later than.
Check the birth certificate. Really? Check the birth certificate.
Yes. Yeah.
That's probably maybe translation.
HK something. HK Hong or something.
I remember. I watched the podcast. Yeah, I remember you saying that.
X-ray he drove. Cool. So what's next for you guys? When are you guys going to drop another podcast? Or
next Friday?
Get together.
Well, I got to get back from California first, but I believe we're going to try to drop our SIC, behind the footage coverage where you can hear every single woe that I had from this weekend.
It's just him.
I mean, it was just me, but you know what? I feel like I survived.
The world needs to know
The world needs to know. The world needs to know what not to do when you come into an RC event. And I feel like I could put that out there so that people know coming into an RC event what not to do. I was thrown off by a lot. Everything worked, but it just wasn't right. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you walk into the house and like the thermostat off, but you cut it on. Like it just wasn't right. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. We supposed to do another podcast, I believe, next Friday. I'm sorry, Keenan. Next Friday.
No worries.
Try to put that out there.
He has been drinking.
Not that much. I'm gonna try to put that out there next Friday. And then we start what I like to call March Madness. We have our race again, Throttle Therapy, the March 3rd through the 4th. The following weekend, we kick off our RC Pro Series at Van Pelt RC in Arkansas. We get a bye week, and then we get to go down to this track that I'm sure Keenan's heard of now, the Battle at B&T in Crestview, Florida, towards the end of March. And I'm not going to say we going.
We're going to try.
Well, no, not that. I know I'm going to the battle, but there's a race coming up at the very end of March that some people have been requesting our appearance.
Is it the one in Florida?
No, it's the one in Tennessee.
Tennessee?
Yes.
I don't know. They just asked me to go to a race in Florida.
That was Crestview. I'm talking about the race after that. It's the next weekend.
The next weekend?
Yes.
Jesus.
P&B.
Oh, you're going to do P&B?
The people want us to do P&B. The people want us to do P&B.
He would do P&B.
As the Black and Mild show, as On the Tone Dirty South.
Oh my God, dog.
They want us to go to P&B to show up and show out. If I do decide to go anywhere else within the continental United States, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news on the No Name RC podcast, you will not see this car with me at all. If you got to see it at SIC, congratulations. That's the last time you will see it.
E-Truggy and Truggy for you only.
E-Truggy and Truggy all damn day.
It wasn't that bad.
Excuse me?
It wasn't that bad.
Did you see my laptop?
I watched all of your races. It wasn't
that bad. All right, you know what? Let's hang on. We've been talking about all these pro drives. DeMarco, give me 60 seconds. Charlie Mac driving nitro buggy. First of all, because it's your fault. Second of all, because it's your fault. Give me 60 seconds of how I did a nitro buggy. Be real, be honest, real quick.
You don't race nitro buggy a lot. So you were new to racing nitro buggy at an event like that.
Okay.
You struggle with traffic. You struggle with learning the track because you're not used to driving a buggy. Like I said earlier, it's a different driving style than driving a truck. Mm-hmm. That's all it was. If you had more time with your buggy, you would have been fine.
You got 20 more seconds.
That's all I have to say.
Because Truggy breeds bad habits.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it does not. Do not put that out there.
Truggy and E-Buggy breeds bad habits.
Truggy,
the truth.
Truggy puts a smile on my face
and makes your buggy driving suffer.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
I have done well in buggy in small
because you
samples.
don't use it.
I use it.
When was the last time you raced that nitro buggy?
It's 2023.
When is the last time you raced it? Legitimately on the clock.
On the clock. I think there was a club race in Alabama back in like 2019.
You don't even have the new car?
Which new car?
The new buggy?
Like 8 generations behind.
It's not 8. So I have the 8X 1.5. It's like slowly upgrading.
The first one.
It's not the first. Yes, it is.
It is the first one that he just added crap to.
Hang on. Let me check. Hold that real quick. This is model number 37.
Long story short, it's not the new car.
I mean, it drives well.
It does.
It drives.
Yeah, Charlie, I don't know if there's older cars were the best driving buggies.
They weren't. That's why they came out with 5 different versions of that car.
But I feel like I should be driving Truggy anyway. And so I didn't have a need to upgrade the nitro buggy at all. And I do. You can't say I don't drive the nitro buggy because I do. I do drive it.
Can you do me a favor?
No.
The next time you have one of these podcasts, can you bring me and him on with JQ?
You don't have to. You ain't got to do that.
So he can.
You need a fellow
buggy enthusiast. Yes,
it's not necessary.
That's what I need.
It's not necessary because I don't need to drive buggy.
Plus, I want to see him argue with JQ about buggy and Drake.
Oh, I can do that all day.
It'll be hilarious.
I can do that all day. I have stats. I have a thesis written on why trucking should be the dominant class in RC and why the buggy movement is nothing but detrimental to my lap times.
Oh, I will say this too. I was the only truckie to make the A main with a traditional body.
I was proud of
that. Was last year, right?
No, this year.
No, this year.
This year.
Oh, you ran truckie?
Yeah, he ran.
I ran e-truck.
It was look. Hey, you want
right? E-truck. Right.
Yeah,
sorry, you got to say e-truck.
Yeah, time out, not nitro truck.
Yeah, he ain't ready for that life. No. He ain't ready for that life.
And you ran a traditional body, putting yourself at a disadvantage there,
not at all.
DeMarco. And I still made the A main.
Not at all. Not at all.
There you go.
Matter of fact, O-Line released a new body today.
Did they really?
Hey, did they? Tell me real quick. Is there going to be a race at where the Southern Nats track was?
My God, I forgot to mention that. So yeah, let me
concise it.
Let me. I know, because we getting there.
You're talking over.
I know. So the Southern Nationals that has been going on for more than 10 years, 11, 12 years now. Obviously, Dave had the event, and shout out to Dave for continuing that legacy. But unfortunately, it's just not feasible for them to do it anymore. A couple of the guys from Louisiana and Texas came together and said, hey, man, we want to continue to run in that venue, run that event that weekend. And so and I say we loosely, really they came up with the idea for the Southern Classic. And it's going to be the same group who used to run the old school Southern Nats way back in the day. Same track builder, Ross Pilgrim, so you're still going to see a lot of the same features, but it's just going to be run by us now. Chris Goodrich, and obviously with the passing of Caleb Hamby, no longer are in charge of it, but we're still going to have that same Louisiana Southern flavor to that event. And yeah, we're going to be racing the Southern Nationals the week of the 16th in September.
Southern Classic.
Southern Classic.
Yes.
It's like Classic Coke.
One of the best venues. I really enjoyed my Southern Nats. I'm glad I got to go to one of the old school ones and check it out.
Man, it's a race with a lot of history. It means a lot to us. I still consider it to this day to be the Super Bowl. I know there's Dirt Nitro channels and all the other one, but for us, it is the Super Bowl of RC because of where it is and because of what the people that it attracts. So I'm really looking forward to bringing this event back for this year.
That's right. What's the dates again, Charlie Mac? So people can hear it again.
I'm 99.9% sure it's the weekend of September 16th. Again, that is the Southern Classic. It's already up. September 16th, again, is already up on RC Sign Up. You guys can actually go ahead and sign up right now if you wanted to, just to get it on the calendar and just get ready for it, guys. Again, we're going to have a lot of fun inside the class. It's going to be a little bit different. My guy, Derek Tarrant, is putting on the show. He's going to do a lot as far as I think we're going paid classes in the pro class, like top 5. There's a payout or something like that.
Okay.
So details will be emerging as we get closer. Obviously, we're in January right now, so we got a couple months to go. But it's going to be a fun race. It truly will be a fun race for the people.
Awesome. I put it on your calendars. Ike Hamilton Arena, yes. West Monroe, Louisiana.
Expo Center, West Monroe, Louisiana, September 15th through the 17th. That has been confirmed by my colleague, Mr. The Devil. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and just for everybody, if you work like hotels, everything close by, it's one of the best venues for RC race I've ever been to.
Do not go to that Hooters though.
Just don't.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, Hooters.
Oh, thank God. That was the worst Hooters.
I never been to a Hooters. Never went to a
really?
What?
Not to that one. Sorry.
Oh,
no.
Not to that one. Sorry. I've been to a Hooters before. But Bobby Moore took me to my first Hooters, actually. So,
oh wow,
yeah, back in Burbank, California, way back in 2005.
Oh, dang.
Was there a lot of talent at that Hooters?
I guess.
I don't like that noise. I don't like that noise you just made. That's the noise my Nitro made going on straight away. I don't like that. I don't like that.
All right. Well, I had fun chatting with you guys. It was a fun recap of SIC. Thank you for your time. Charlie, I hope you get to go to TNR. I think you're going to like it. You ever been to Thunder Alley, Charlie Mac?
I have never been to Thunder Alley. So as a lot of people know, my dad lived out in California, and I've been in RC all my life. I think I might have been out there as a kid, just not as a racer. But this would be my first time as an adult going out there just to check out the track and see what it's all about. So yeah.
At least you know there's a race going on there, unlike somebody to your immediate right who went to Vegas and didn't know there was a race on.
Can we cover that before you cut him off?
Yes, we can, because this is me sitting up in the stands, and I'm like, see a silhouette of this guy. I saw the DeMarco has a, I know DeMarco's feature, his silhouette. Yeah. I saw the beard and the bald head, and I saw the glasses, and I'm like, that looks like DeMarco sitting there like he just found out that there was a race here.
Keaton texted me. He's like, are y'all racing here this week? And I'm like, no, man, I'm at home. But DeMarco out there. So he's like, I think he's at the race. And then go ahead, Keaton. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't know.
But the thing is, you are into RC.
No excuse.
Look, I had other reasons for going to Vegas. And then all of a sudden, hey, Silver State's right now, right? I'm like, what?
I think I called him during the week and was like, man, what you doing? No, you out there at the race yet? He's like, the race? I'm like, yeah. Silver State's happening this week. He's like,
right now.
And he does his thing. And everybody know when I say this, like, he does thing. No. I'm like, yeah. And so not an hour later, I think Keenan messaged me. He's like, are y'all here? I was like, no, but DeMarco is somewhere. He's like, he sends me a picture. You like off in the distance.
Like real talk. When he told me that Silver State was happening, I got off the plane. I was like, take me to this hotel. And like I walked around the hotel till I found where Silver State was happening.
I walked around
because I didn't know where it was. I just walked around till I just heard nitros. I'm like, oh, it's that way. And I walked over there and saw Silver State. I had no idea it was over there. Or happened.
Because I'm like, I didn't see you at the Techno pits. I'm sure DeMarco would have spoke to me if he was here racing.
Ghosted you all weekend.
When you saw me is when I got off the plane. Now I say it like that.
He looked like a lost puppy.
And everything.
He looked like a lost puppy. It's like,
yeah. I was like, this is amazing. I went straight to the bar too. Dude hooked me up. I was good to go.
Then Benny, the bad thing is that you would text me while you were down there. You're like, look at everything that's happening. Like, you didn't even know the fucking race was going on.
But it was amazing.
And then you just messaging me like, look who I see. It's all our, you never met this guy, but y'all friends on Facebook type stuff. Like, we met Tyrone and like
people that like, on our podcast, come in, make comments and stuff and say, hey, Marco. I'm like,
guy.
Hey, I don't know who you are, but hey, how you doing?
God.
Yep. Cool.
It was just a weird experience.
Get on like Google stuff, man.
I mean, shut up.
That's what I do. Whenever I go on a trip, like just for example, I went to Minnesota early this year. The first thing I did when I got off the plane,
he's trying to close the podcast.
I know, but it's okay. When I got off the plane, I was like, let me Google RC tracks, and I'm like, oh, there's a hobby town out here in the middle of Minnesota, and it was like the biggest hobby town I've ever seen. It's the Metroplex where they do all like the big races.
The big races,
yes.
Yeah, but they race a lot in Minnesota.
They do, and I didn't know
they
that.
Race a lot. Yeah. You got to listen to Savage Joe's podcast. It's all about Minnesota racing.
Minnesota.
Ran Out of Talent podcast. All right.
Oh, okay, I've heard it. Okay.
Don't you know?
Well, thank you to the On the Turn Dirty South crew. I appreciate you guys coming on. It was fun. We got to do it again. It was a lot. Hey, I had a good time laughing. I knew I was going to laugh a lot. Check these guys out. Hit them up. Hey, when they get together, it's pure laughs. If you see him at a race, give him hey, did you get some of Chauncey Mack's Jack Daniels?
Crap. Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one more time?
Did you get some of Chauncey Mack's Jack Daniels?
No,
did you know about this?
I didn't know crap about this.
I'm texting him right now.
I had some at RCGP.
You just got him in trouble.
I will have to say, that was like the best Jack Daniels I ever had.
Okay.
Was it the black label?
No, he gets barrels.
I was like, he gets barrels.
He gets barrels with his job. He was telling me how it was, and they picked the best barrel. Woo.
I did hit him in the qualifier, so he might have been mad at me.
That's why. See, he hit him in the qualifiers. He didn't get any of his special Jack Daniels.
I mean, I thought he was going to go wide. He didn't go wide, so I just hit him. But
wait a minute.
Shout out to Chauncey Mack.
I thought he was going to go wide and let me by, but he didn't let me by, so I
So you drove through him.
I didn't drive through him. I just
accelerated through the corner, and he was there.
I had to finish my qualifying.
Did you keep going after you hit him?
Maybe.
That's called driving through somebody.
He will.
That's how you get black flagged at these races.
Look, man. End the podcast.
Anyway, hey, Charlie Mac Demarco, thank you. It was a blast.
Thank you, Ken.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you guys around. I'll be listening to you guys' podcast next week.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, man.
Thank you to Tony and Vicky at Clinic RC and for their support. And remember, they just launched their new race tech engines aimed at a budget-friendly engine with performance. Check them out you can buy them at Clinic RC. Check out all the specs for the new 3P engine as well. So thank you to them. All right, guys, I think that's going to end our podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed the collaboration between myself, the NNRC, and Charlie Mac, and the Undeterred Dirty South guys, Demarco Pendarvis. Was really a lot of fun. Hopefully we get to do it some more. They are going Silver State, so maybe we'll get on together after Silver State because I'm not going. Let me know who else you guys, any ideas you like for the podcast. We're being pretty eclectic this year, trying new things. Don't forget to check out our NNRC replays, going through some old interviews, processing the audio so it's a little bit better. I wasn't too good back there. I have some cool software to process the audio and make it better. And we're relaunching because a lot of people haven't listened to him. I got the Mark Pavitas interview coming out. We need to do another interview with Mark Pavitas as well as Ryan Mayfield. With that said, thank you guys for listening. Hey, lots of racing going on. We got the Montpellier race coming up soon. And then, of course, we got the big enchilada DNC. Can't wait. We're geeking out. Lots of racing going on. I just can't. I don't know. I get goosebumps sometimes thinking about all this racing going on. As I record this, the TNR Fuels race is still going on, so I'm going to get off her, go watch the rest of that. I hope you guys enjoy this. Remember, thank you to all the NNRC squad around the world. Can't do it without you guys. Thank you all to the patrons and the YouTube members. Thank you for the extra support. If you wish to become either a YouTube member or a patron, the link is in the written description of this podcast. And thank you to all these awesome companies that support the podcast. They are Visible Speed, High Tech RC, TNR Fuels, Sampadal USA, Mayako, Beach RC, Techno RC, Lugs Racing Tires, Clinic RC, Papa Willie's Traction Tonic, Ardent Imprint, RC Haus, Racecraft USA, House of RC, Danny Paz and WRCE, RCGP. Shout out to our drivers, David Runafog, Robert Badier, Jarrett Tebow, and of course, the Dr. Alexander Hagberg. Nitro's the glory. E-Buggy pays the bills. See you guys later on this week. Lefty is out.